You're standing, your armpits are open, so you've got some space under your arms. Your hands are open, your mouth is open. Your knees are slightly bent, they're not locked. It's like your elbows are. And feel you're standing under a beautiful, luminous, radiant waterfall. But this is a waterfall of energy, of Qi. And it seems to be pouring down from somewhere way above you. You can't really tell where it's coming from. And it's pouring not just over you, but actually through you. This water has the quality of going through your body. And so it's pouring out into your head, into your shoulders, out of your hands, out of your feet, out of your tail, just pouring out and doing that cleansing you, clearing out everything that's stuck, that's old, that's no use anymore, spent energy, the debris, the byproduct of our metabolism, but also of our emotional processes. Let it wash it out. Feel it, sense it, close your eyes if you like, and feel this beautiful waterfall through your body. It can be slow motion, or it can be as fast as you like. But it feels like a very lovely, kind of gentle effect. It's not pressing on you, it's not jarring you, it's just pouring through you like a lovely, like a shower, like a wonderful water coming through you, over you. And just be under that and close your eyes and just let that flow. Just stay focused on that. Let it, feeling it flow from in and out, in and out. Have a vision of water if you like, or if not, just a sensation of something pouring through you like an energy. And just stay with that for the next couple of minutes. And let go. Whatever needs to be washed away, that you feel needs washed away, let it do so, particularly if it's relating to fear, anxiety, angst, all those kind of range, existential stuff, survival stuff, And feel also your hindbrain, your reptilian brain being washed with that, all the fears, all the fight and flight impulses. Let that clear away. Let it drain away so you're not so affected, because especially if that's been triggered, particularly these days, lockdowns, one thing or another. And let it wash out of your hands, out of your feet, out of your pelvic floor. Just a lovely respite, cleansing, as the Chinese say, purifying the Qi. And this is coming from some high on place, some heavenly place. Again, those who haven't heard it before, heaven is the word the Chinese use for the spiritual dimension. It doesn't mean paradise. It means the heavenly, the spiritual realm, on the what's beyond this physical realm, the other dimensions. And sort of feel this energy is coming from that dimension of where there's pure, absolutely pure energy, clear, the stuff we need. And so to accentuate that, also in keeping with the Qigong tradition, we will we will simulate that movement of the water flowing with our hands. So there's something those of you know, there's this, first of all, we'll just take it down towards the knees. And here we just feel that the water's coming, so you're helping to, the water coming, your hands moving with the water in slow-mo. Water's flowing through you. And the level where the hands are is just where the water is kind of washing away the whole torso, all the way down to the knees, and then you go up more. So just do this in your own tempo, which is with the breath. As you breathe out, the energy is washing through you. You're blowing it out through your mouth. And when you come up, you breathe in. And as soon as you feel you're coming down, you breathe out. So do that at your own tempo, your own rhythm, how long or how short your breath is. Feel it coming into your head with your hands. It's just pouring through your brain, cleaning your brain out, washing all those thoughts away, all this negative thinking, all this broken thinking through the body out. And then you push it from the knees, like you push the chi out into the feet and into the ground. You're just helping it. You can let the hands go behind your head too, as we said, getting that hindbrain, the seat of fear, and the very primitive stuff that we have inherited from our ancestors. So clearing that stuff out as well. Whatever you can get hold of course. It's what we can get in touch. So so you can clear some of that, and that feeling like a caged animal maybe you feel these days, and let that go, let it go. And as we do this, let yourself now go, let your hands come all the way down to your feet. So the water, you're guiding, helping move with the water all the way down to your feet, and then you feel the water going out through your toes and soles of your feet, and then you're coming up from a bit more. Whether it's on the sides or the back of the head. Let it pour away, let it pour away. Lovely. Also, it can be also in front of the face. And you can also bring the hands behind your back. Yeah, so they go behind your back and go behind on the sides of the legs. So this is also this moving down. It's part of the healing cycle. It's called the healing cycle. We're doing the descending healing cycle movement, which is helping the energy to flow down all this movement, even without the waterfall. The movement itself helps bring all the chi from all the channels down and into the ground, to release them, to clear them, to open them, and hence heal us. Hence in Qigong, this is a downward half of the healing cycle. Very powerful, very important. Okay, so we're going to go to complete the healing cycle. We're getting rid of stuff down. And now we're going to bring energy up the inside of our feet, up the inside of our legs with our hands, yeah? Following where the hands are, up the front of the body. But here we're going to, instead of going up the head, we're going to go out the sides, just to help clear the energy out from the hands more. So that movement brings the energy out to the hands and then out of the fingers. Okay, so this is now the full cycle. Coming down. And don't worry about the breathing, because now we're doing a full cycle. It's more difficult, but you kind of... When you start coming up, the important thing is when you start coming up, start breathing in and hold that in breath as much as you can in to here if you can. And then from here you breathe out. Let it go. Then you have another breath in and out whilst here to complete that. Then you come up. Then with an in breath, you're coming down. And breathe out as long as you can, if you can sustain it. And then as soon as you start reaching the feet, start just breathe in and out a couple of times. And usually with the second in breath, you breathe in, you take the chi up, you bring the chi up from below, you take the chi from, what we say, from underneath, particularly this watery chi, the water chi, the chi of the dark, the chi of the black, the chi of the yin, the feminine. Good. So yeah, in your own timing. The most important thing is to feel the energy. Don't worry if the breath is getting too much to try to equate with that. Don't worry. You can cheat. It's not the end of the world. So the emphasis is more and more that you're bringing some goodness. You're bringing something from below. And imagine below you is like a dark, just a dark, a kind of dimension, just a place of just pure beingness. There's nothing there, but hence it's dark. There's not even light. There's no energy. It's just presence. So you're connecting with that, and which connects with our essence, just going deep, deep into this energy place and try to feel, safe with it. Because we've been, conditioned in the West to see the dark. The dark is the bad, the negative, the evil, the dark side. But in Chinese, the dark side is the other half of the light side. It's the yin. Unsurprisingly, the dark represents the feminine. So, of course, that might explain why culturally the fate of women in the past and what we have, how we interpret the dark. And here you're going into the mystery of the dark, bringing in the goodness, because the dark is full of every essence, every energy, every quality. It's the undifferentiated isness of being. What Chinese call prenatal, pre-heaven. What was even before heaven even existed. Undifferentiated, undistinguished. Ongoingness of being. Nothing less, nothing more. And we are connecting to that extraordinary resource to nurture ourselves. bring it, as you come up now, make sure bring it in and sense it's coming up into the root center, in the parent root center, then up through all the energy centers of the body, all the Dantian, as we call them in Chinese, synonymous to the energy centers they talk about in yoga. And then out you go, you release, you connect, you open, and then you come back. Let's do this a couple more times. I mean, you could do this many, many times. Traditionally, for very serious practitioners, traditionally you would do this 100 times each day. 100 cycles, yeah. And that will keep you in good stead. So if you can remember this, I'm recording it, so hopefully I will be able to. So you'll be able to have access to the video once it's online. Good. Okay, after the second time you do it, you just stay open, like the Da Vinci drawing. Feeling the opening of all the channels. All the channels are flowing beautifully now. And then you come down, let your arms go down. So you might be noticing your feet might be aching a bit, so let's shake that. That's not just because you're standing on them. It's because when we're doing this pushing out, we're trying to clear the impurities, but some of that gets stuck in the feet. It's very rare we can really clear it all out. And so now we just clear out of whatever dross is left in the feet. And stomp it into the ground, so make sure it's come out of your soles. Yeah, because it's a very good. Okay. Maybe have a quick swig of water if you haven't had one yet. It's important to hydrate yourself with Qigong. Not only do you sweat, but the Qi, when it circulates, as I said, means that is Qi seen as slightly drying, so using the liquids in the body to circulate, so it can use them up a bit, so it's important to hydrate with it. Okay, so here we're going to get back into the waterfall, but in a slightly different way, not in the purifying way, but in the bringing into the energy. So here we're going to connect to not below, but to above. As I said, it's not either or. It's neither the yang above or the yin below. It's both the yin and yang that create the internal alchemy, the great alchemy of fire and water, fire above, water below, but also of the yang above and the yin below, the bright and the dark, the white and the black. So here we're reaching up, and here we are visualizing the waterfall again. But this time it's pouring into our fingertips first and foremost, down our arms, and then also coming into the crown. And then it's pouring right through the body and flowing through you. And flowing out from this time the feet, mainly just the feet. But what's coming in is not just the purifying, now it is just the pure Qi. So we hold this position. As soon as your arms start aching, you just put your arms down for about 10-15 seconds is enough. Letting it, because that will relax them. And then afterwards you go up again. So as soon as you get discomfort, you go down. You let the Qi flow through your fingers. And this time you let this pure light, the water of life, to nourish you. Is the water of life. liquid life, liquid light as well. This light, liquid is light, liquid light. You can have that image coming through, pouring into you, flowing through you. And you can, even when your hands are down, it just means it's flowing this way, just into your head and then out of your hands. And it's more powerful, as you can tell, more powerful to have the hands up, but not to worry. Just take a break, whether it's 10 seconds or longer. And then when you feel, then you just go straight up for a bit more. And let this qi, this light, feel like a pure, nourishing water giving you life. And bringing with it some beautiful qualities from above, some beautiful heavenly states and qualities. Whatever they may be, whatever you may need, feel that you open yourself to receive what you need. What you need. So you can receive something very nourishing, very strengthening, very calming. And at some point you can also just feel you just may want to just keep your hands down, because now after a while the chi's come through our hands and our arms. So we've had it. So now you can just relax more, just standing with your arms open, diagonally open, your hands open, just, and feel that everything's pouring through you, into you. Just try to sense something maybe coming through, something very subtle, something you can visualize it, but also you could try to sense it, something just very, very subtle, flowing through and into you. And strengthening you in some way. And nourishing you in whatever way you need that nourishment, physically, emotionally, spiritually, everything, on any level you need, it comes and nourishes you. Relaxing and trusting that, opening yourself, just letting it into you, letting it wash through you. And like that liquid light goes into every cell and nourishes every cell of your body, every atom of your being is nourished by this presence that's flowing through, that you're invoking to come down in a way, to kind of, as the Chinese say, to bless you. They use the word blessing, heavenly blessings. This is receiving. The qi of this nature is called heavenly blessings. Another way to translate this is called grace. It's receiving heavenly grace. And it's the idea of the shaman, traditionally this ancient character of shamanesses, female shaman standing under, receiving this heavenly, like liquid, pours drizzling down from heaven. It's a wonderful old character, and it means a beneficent influences of heaven or the heavenly blessings or even grace. So stand and receive these. Let it feel you physically, let it feel your body. And let it feel you as the person. And let it feel that it's filling up this area of your lower abdomen, as I said, where the water energy is, filling up your essence with something really important, very precious. So let's bring our hands just below the navel. Bring the hands together. The navel is here, just below the navel. Put your hands and feel you, so that this quality can accumulate here. This watery, heavenly water can both come through, but also now you're trying to accumulate it. So you're storing it here. So instead of being washed out, it doesn't need to wash anything out. You just can store it. So let it accumulate. It's all coming, pouring down gently, and you're holding it literally in the pelvis, which is this wonderful, it's perfect. That's the structure created for that. So in China, just like in the Latin, the word pelvis, this area meaning a basin, a bowl, something to collect the water, the basin. To collect all this heavenly water into your pelvis, particularly into the lower dantian we talk about here, just below the navel, the energy center. The lower dantian, filling up and supplementing your essence. Supplementing the essence you have, strengthening you. And if you start to sway a bit, just let yourself sway. You don't need to be rigid, you don't need to be tight. You can sway, you don't have to. Sometimes as the chi comes in, makes your body sway naturally. You're feeling it accumulate, lovely accumulation of that which gives life, water, essence, the essence from heaven pouring through. You receive the essence from below, from the earth, from the dark as well. So, lovely. And just relax. Don't worry if you're not sensing anything as such. Just trust something is happening. Some of us sense more, some of us see more, some of us just do what we do, but we still reap the benefit from it. So just trust something is happening, whether or not you can perceive it fully. And particularly if it's early days for you, don't worry. The longer you do the practice, the more you can sense the chi. For me, it took about 6 months. Then, boom, I could really sense the chi. It was just like the gates open, and it was like a reality that was more real than the physical. And it's never been anything since other than that absolute reality. But don't worry if it takes time. Some people takes longer than others. But just trusting the effect of it. If you're feeling calmer, if you're feeling more settled, if you're feeling more peaceful, or somehow nourished in some subtle way, then that's, you're getting the benefit. It's working. Lovely. And you could stay in this place for as long as you wanted because of the constraints of time. We're going to move on. And let's go to move on. We're going to complete this phase of the class. We're just going to integrate what we've got. So start just circling your hands around. Usually we do it, come up the right and down the left, usually just as a way of it's just tradition. But you can go the other way. It doesn't matter. There are some Qigong traditions that say men should go one way and the women the other way. But I'm not so, I don't feel that's such an important thing. But just regular. So in fact, for us, what we're doing this style, we go both ways. You've done it one way, so then you go the other way. And it goes just round the navel, and that helps integrate physically in the body some of this energy and essence you've received. And also to lock it more into the kidneys, which we said are important because they're to do with the water metabolism, to do with the water energy, but also to do with fear. So we rub it into the kidneys, which are just there, just below, in the waistline, just below the ribs, or just inside the ribs too. So you rub a bit here. That's very good to soothe and strengthen the adrenal glands, especially if they're overtaxed with anxiety, stress. Very important. Also because they're so involved in the essence of the Chinese. And then you can rub it down to your knees. Especially if your knees feeling a little bit achy, if you're not used to doing this sort of style stuff. Into the knees and then into the ankles. And then the top of the feet, into the toes, pressing the toes. Good. And then from here, down from one shoulder down, and then the other shoulder. So you really get the energy flowing through down the channels. And then on the inside of the arm. Just making sure, and then again. Good, and then over the head, down the back. Then over the face, rubbing the face, bringing the Qi into the face to clear the face, give it energy, and kind of bring some radiance in your face, but also to keep your face youthful. So, of course, traditionally very important to keep your face looking young. And that's the reason why the Chinese look young for their age compared to Westerners or some other genetic reason. It's up to you. But for the Chinese, they really believe that this helps keep your face youthful, full of Qi. Good. And then finally the hands. Good. Okay, we can end here for this waterfall practice. And now we can preparing us to go deeper into meditation. Okay.